watching the English R.
Yeah, I just won't be able to speak English properly, so it'll be fine. Like that'll be fine.
I think you're onto something.
It seems like a plan. So, anyway, we're into this game. So, I'm too busy laughing. Someone else introduced these two players for the last time.
Let me take over for a couple of seconds. So, in the top right position on Cloud Kingdom, in Game 3 of this match, this is the, I do believe, round of 8 still, we do have the blue Protoss player, DruidzWonna, who unfortunately lost the second game by going Stargate.
Well, I'm not sure if that's the reason he lost, but...
Oh, he didn't build a wall, okay. He lost because he did not build a wall, alright.
And he didn't use his phoenixes that much, but anyway, go on.
And his opponent is going to be xpTOPshooter, the yellow Protoss, who knows how to use charge lots and archons very well. And now I can be quiet for the next 3 minutes.
You just box them and send them to your opponents.
Yeah. No, you have to position them correctly on the ramp. Because
you do. It's true.
You need to break the force field, but you cannot put the Archon too much forward because it gets sniped, and if you put it too much backward, you block your Zealots, and your Zealots block the Archon from breaking the force field. It's actually quite tricky if there is only a little room to do it.
Yeah, you put your Archon in and pull your Archon out, in, out, shake it all about, and then wait for the force fields to go.
But I think in the last game, TOPshooter already had enough of an advantage that it didn't really matter, because his Zealots did get stuck behind the Archon for quite a while, but he still had enough firepower to overpower his opponents.
Yeah, it's quite funny because a couple of days ago I actually watched, which I don't always have time for, but I watched Rules of Engagement with Axlov, and he was making an analysis of how to defend such a push when going Stargate, of a similar game between, God damn it, who was it? I don't remember, but essentially the same thing happened. The one guy went 4-gate DT into Archon charge lot, and the other guy opened with Stargate, and he lost precisely because of the same reason. Did not put up the wall in time, and had his phoenixes all across the map instead of helping with the defense. So
we see, by the way, that TOPshooter is doing the same trick or tactic that he did before, where he puts 2 harvesters in each simulator. I believe that was game 1 that he did that. Benoit, do you know any particular timing that comes out of this that might trigger TOPshooter to just put 2 in each?
Well, DruidzWonna did this the last game we watched, and usually you want to go with a pressure into tech, because by having more minerals, but slightly more minerals only, you can afford to get 3 or even 5 stalkers if you want to put really a lot of pressure of 2 gates. And you can even get a tech structure behind this, but no, he's going to go into Robo and an additional gate. What interests me the most is this combination of first units he's bringing out. It's a Zealot and a Sentry. And this tells me that he's going to go quite high up in the tech tree, because usually you don't want to be building sentries, so he wants to...
If I may break in, this is actually very similar to the first game, where DruidzWonna is going for a blink build, most likely, and we see the quick robo from TOPshooter. So in the first game he just pumped out immortals to deflect the blink, so he didn't go high up in the tech tree then, but that may have been in response to seeing the blink play.
I think this is it is very much similar to game 1, and that's what's so important. And I was taking notes there, by the way, Bella. Like I was seriously taking notes of that massive knowledge bombs you were dropping. So thank you for that. The stream, I hope they were listening closely to you. But
when was I dropping knowledge bombs?
Previously, you were just like, you were giving us all the info. It was brilliant. Like, if I ever face you on ladder now, I'm gonna win, though. I warn you. Like, I know you're thinking.
You would win regardless, because I am really a terrible player. My head is way too slow to play a game like Starcraft.
You're just like, select Nexus, build probe.
No, like my hands are fast enough, but my head is slow, and I forget to do things that I decided to do just a few seconds ago. Like I'm telling to myself, I need to build an immortal.
Oh, hang on, sorry to interrupt you. Please. Stalkers are going to get caught out. A good force field means the 2, maybe even 3 or 4 of these Stalkers are going to go down. 1 does get away, but this 3rd one does die. And that was such a good little play from Shooter there, who takes out the proxy pylon as well, just a few seconds before Blink finishes up. My goodness, that was 10% luck, 90% skill there for Shooter.
This is really, other than that, it's starting to look like really a mirror of the first game, where TOPshooter moves out, drops his Nexus, moves out with his army, tries to chase with the Stalkers. The only difference is that in the first game, Wanna got away with his Stalkers, and now they all got locked out, and a lot of them died. Then again, the reaction from Wanna is the same as in game 1. He also just puts down Nexus directly behind TOPshooter, so in that sense it still mimics game 1 quite a bit, but Wanna is now quite a bit behind on the supply compared to the position he was in game 1 at this time.
And I have to say that I don't entirely agree with him, after losing those 3 Stalkers and seeing that his opponent is expanding, but he also saw the Immortals, so a second one must have been on the way by then. I don't really agree with him going for the Expo straight away. I think the better course of action would be to warp in as many Blink Stalkers as possible, because the Blink just now finished. So
Eleanor, we have a Dark Shrine.
I know, I saw it, and that's like really confusing. I mean, you see Immortals, you know that your opponent has detection, and you're still going for DTs.
The said detection is actually just flying in the side of the base now. It's just gonna be like...
He has 2 observers, so I'm not sure where the second is, but TOPshooter has...
It's back at home, it's blocking the ramp. TOPshooter's already preparing for this. He's come up on his ramp to deny DTs, and he's got the observer there. He is completely 100% prepared for DTs, because if behind Dark Shrine is how the saying goes, but it looks like Wanna isn't going to be waiting for that. He is just starting to move forward. He's morphing in more Blink Stalkers and may just chuck a couple of DTs in there in order to have some added damage.
Yeah, maybe he will be looking to snipe that observer, but for that he would have to have his observer with his Stalkers, which he's keeping back at home for whatever reason, doing no good for him there.
He does have an observer in the main. It's just floating over the the simulator.
There's the blink up, and here we go. It's gonna go in. Oh my goodness, we don't see Shooter. He is pulling back, but a couple of probes going down already. There are 3 Immortals there. That's too much for those Stalkers to deal with, so they're gonna have to blink back out again.
Oh, you know what? He just sniped his opponent's observer. That's in this situation, since he has a close by proxy pylon, that's actually huge. And he does warp in 2 DTs, and he's going into town. It will be 15 seconds at least before the OBS. Oh my god, he's not making another OBS. He's making a Colossus.
Oh dear, this is problem times. In come the DTs. He knows the Dark Shrine's coming as well. His other observers on the other side of the map, the Blink Stalkers, getting all of the attention. But Wanna is now just chipping away. He's chipping away perfectly happily, and there's still no observer. Still no observer.
Still my god, it's queued up, but he's not cancelling the Colossus. He loses the one he had. Oh my god, Wanna is getting back into this game in huge fashion right now.
Wanna... Oh my goodness.
The observer that TOPshooter has is still hanging over the Wanna's base. He's not pulling it back at all. It's just... he's losing so much to these DTs because he's not having that observer. It's only coming out in a couple seconds, but he does do a nice ring around the rosy with the army and the DTs, just running around trying to get the DT well, tired, I guess.
Unfortunately,
he just kind of forgot about that 15 kill DT in his main.
Yeah, that DT has actually cleared out the main mineral line.
That guy needs
and we got Blink Stalkers coming into the natural base. Oh my goodness, look at this, they're poking forward. 31 probes killed by Wanna this game. That takes the probe count of 41 for Wanna to just 22 for Shooter, and that, I can assure each and every one of you, is sad times. But don't panic, Shooter. You've got this, bro.
Well, and right now, TOPshooter, he's got a lot of minerals banked, but he will be starving for gas, and he can't really afford to put some of the probes on gas just because then he will lack the minerals to remake them probes. So Wanna has put himself into a wonderful position here. He's still moving around with those Stokers. I really love that he's so active out on the map with his army. And look at this, he's getting immortals on of his own, he's getting a forge, and he's getting more gates. Looks like he will be looking for a 2-base timing here with upgrades. As long as he can keep...
Oh, look at that blink up in! That blink up into the main, he's going to get... Wanna is going to be able to take out even more probes now. And that, of course, means... Look at this, Shooter's pulling back, but Blinkstalker's coming into the natural. This is great multi-prong harassment out of Wanna. He is doing such an amazing job here, and I think he may just win the game. He's going to try and snipe off the Colossus, and he does do it, and there's the GG. Well played. Oh my